Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. We're playing through Unreliable Medicine, the Kickstarter scenario number 3. At the end of the last video, we finished the round by me stating I was going to go ahead and shuffle all the decks and stuff like that to end the round. One thing I want to mention is we are going to short rest with our characters because we only have one card in each deck, so we need to short rest. So we're going to go ahead and do that now while on camera because I don't want to do that off camera. So we're going to go ahead and split the cards up a little bit. Split them in half, grab one, and we lose this one. We lose the Rejuvenating Elixir. That's actually a really good one. It's got heal 3 on it. The question is, do I take a damage? No, I don't. I can't take a damage with the Tinker right now. He is in too bad shape. So we're gonna go ahead and put these cards back into the row, and we are going to move on to the next. Well, I guess we got the Cragheart, who's also got to do the exact same thing. So we've got more options here, which is good. Still have 6 cards, which is okay, but I can tell you right now based on how things are going and where we need to go. I've already put a couple things in here, but this will fill out once we break the door. So I'm going to go ahead and do a short rest with the Cragheart. So just so you guys are aware, this is happening in terms of the turn order. It's really happening, or what should have happened at the end of the last video. Just in case you're wondering as to like why this is happening the way it is. And you can see here the Cragheart is actually coming to the end of his hand, which is not good. So it's this one here, heal 4, move 2. Do I want to lose that one? Ooh, that's a really good heal card. No, I really don't want to lose that one. So I'm going to spend, do I spend a health in order to pick a different one? No, probably shouldn't, although this is a really good card. He's got 6 health, so I could do this. I could repick another card, but it's not a heavy move card. It's just a regular move card. The fact that it hurts all adjacent allies and enemies, that's really nice. And the ranged is really, or the attack is really nice. So, but I don't want to take any more hits with him. I want him to be able to handle attacks because I don't know what's coming at us. So we're going to go ahead and lose this card even though I really don't want to. We're going to put these cards back into his hands. So we got an 82, an 87, and a 41. So his hand is actually getting quite light in terms of options, which is not very good. So at this point, yeah, I guess things are getting a little bit dicey here. So let's see, what do we do next? Okay, well, we got to pick our cards and we want to head out. I think we're going to end up using the decoy to sit there and just keep the shaman occupied at least until he kills him, because he will continue to focus his attack on him being the closest. So if we can just get one of these guys to go over to this objective and give it a shot, that would be great. Although the downside is I don't know whether or not I can get over there in time, but I am certainly going to try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my 2 cards. I want to be able to get over there first with the Cragheart. Now this one says move 5 with a jump. So 5 will get me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, so I could use the jump ability with the Cragheart from here, discard the card, which would suck because I'd lose it, but get all the way over here to be able to check this one out. The downside of that is the only way to get over top of that particular, it's considered, or that terrain I should say, that bush I guess is labeled in green in the rule book, and the rule book states that a green item is, or green is an obstacle, and so you can't move through them with normal movement, but you can move like over them essentially, or through them with flying and jump. So the downside is he's got 1 card that he can jump, but then once he jumps in there, he's done. Like, he ain't getting anywhere else. And then for the Tinker, we don't have anyone, like, we have to check this out, like, as bad as this is, because if one of the even ones is in there, out of the 3, it's likely that one of them's got to be that, and if it's not, then we've lost the round just even trying this. But I'm going to do it because I think we need to make sure that that's not an even before we go any deeper into the next tile. So this may get the Craighart to be stuck in place and essentially make him useless, meaning the Tinker is going to have to run on by himself, which is just as ridiculously dangerous, and see how far he can get. So anyway, let's give it a shot. So we're going to have the Craighart. We're going to do this one. Now, one thing I could do is do an attack or something like that on the Shaman, but we all know the Shaman is kind of a pain. So what I'll do is, maybe what I'll do is I'll choose to, I guess I'm going to attack him from range 3, because I can hit him from range 3, so that's not bad. So I'll use the Massive Boulder. So 4187 is what I'm going to do for the Craighart. In terms of the Tinker, if the Craighart's going to go over and check that objective, I'd rather have the Tinker come to the door and see what he's about to head into. So it makes sense to maybe move and heal, because the Tinker doesn't have any poison marker on him anymore, so we want to buff him up. The best heal that we have right now is the 17, so this is a good one to use, and we just need something for move 2. The loot 2 is really handy because we can try to do this as a last ditch effort if we're within 2 of a token to be able to check it before we're even on it. So I'd like to hold on to that. The shield is good because I might need it. The enhancement field, that one I could probably live without, although it has a really good attack. So yeah, let's go ahead and use the enhancement field for the move, even though it seems, I don't know if that's good or not, but we're going to give it a shot. So reveal our 2 cards that we've chosen, so a 17 and a 41. We're going to go ahead and reveal the Shaman in the room, 23, so a move and heal. Seems to be doing that a lot. And then we're going to go ahead with the Tinker first, because first in the initiative order. So again, the summoned creature is not going to move and stay put, has no attack, is just sitting there. In terms of the Tinker though, the Tinker is going to move. And then what I can do is, I'd like to move 2 with this one, so I'll use that to discard. That'll get the Tinker to the doorway, which is then going to open up. As soon as we stand on the door tile, we automatically reveal the whole room. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm just going to grab the items that pertain to that particular room, because I set them aside here, right here. Okay, and so we got a spike trap, right, or a hazardous terrain right there. So that does 2 damage for anybody that gets into it. We have a totem here, which is labeled as a obstacle. So again, something that needs to be like jumped over or something. So essentially that thorn bush is going to nail us pretty good when we go through there. There's another totem all the way back here, and then there's another totem. I think it's right here, or not. I think it's right there. So that covers that. And then in terms of enemies, we've got, and this is where it gets really fun, guys. We've got this beast again, but a regular version of him sitting there. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab we have another Shaman here. So that's terrible. And then we have a couple more characters lurking around. So I'm going to randomly grab one here. We'll put him here. Number 3 is there. The number 2 is going to be just past the tree. And then there's another one far, far up in the back here, like so. So that's essentially the layout of this particular tile, which is nasty. So now we're going to go ahead and continue our turn. So we do have this heal 3, and I'm going to use it because I'm going to need it to get through this area. This is going to be nasty. So 3 bumps me up to a 6, and that's not terrible, but it's not great either. And then that's the end of the Tinker's turn. So because it's the end of the Tinker's turn, now we have to pull an initiative card for every other new monster in the area before we go ahead with any more initiatives. So I've got them right here handy. So I'm just going to do a quick little rearrange here. We're going to put the Shaman's cards like so. We're going to have the Vermling Scout right here like this. And then I've got the Earth Demon because we faced him before. It's going to go here, and he'll be way up top. So we're going to have to really look to see his. I'll do a quick little swap there because I don't really know how well I did the shuffle from the last time I used them. But I want to make sure that they... Oh, wow, that was a mess. I want to make sure that they are ready to go. So there's that. Man, one-handed shuffling is so much fun, as I've said before. All right. So Earth Demon, Vermling Scout, Vermling Shaman, and we're ready to go. So let's reveal for the Scout, 40, it's a move and attack, and then the Earth Demon is a 79, ouch. Okay, so in terms of initiative order, the Tinker when he went was a 17, so he went very early. The next one then would be the Shaman, so both the Shamans would go. Still the Shaman over here is elite, it goes first before this new Shaman. So this Shaman is going to stay put because he's still, and just so you guys understand this movement, he's always going to go after the summoned character. So this decoy allows me to keep him busy just healing nothing. So it's perfect. So he essentially heals himself. He has no damage. That's fine. This guy's going to heal. That means nothing. But he does have a movement. So he will move to get as close to his focus as possible. So, and he's also going to obviously try to avoid being hurt. So the regular Shamans have a movement of 2, so that's going to put him right here. So he's essentially moving a little bit closer, but he's not going to go through the thorns, and only would go through the thorns if it's the only way to get to me. So they may still trudge through the thorns in the end in order to get to me, but as of right now, we're okay. So that's that. And then now we move on to the next initiative, which would be the Scouts. So the Scouts are all these little Vermling Scouts in the back here. So one at a time, they're going to move and attack. Now they have no range whatsoever, so they're just trying to get close to me. But it's a +1 move on top of their movement of 3. So they're going to have 4 movement each. So 4 would put him 1, 2, and he can't get any closer, so he'll just bunch up right there. This guy here would go 1. He's going to bunch up here. Actually, well, sorry, let me think about that, because these guys could actually go through. This guy can't physically go through, so he would stop here. And normally, sorry, we would do this in order of numbers. So this one would go first, number 1. So he would go 1, 2, 3, and he'd go as far as there. That's as far as he would move. Because he can't, if he goes one more, he's on top. This guy's number 2. He's got to get to me somehow, and he wants to. So he will go through a trap because it's the only way to get to me. So he will go through. So if it's only the only way that a character can get to you through movement, when they have an attack, they're going to do it. So he's going to move as close to me as humanly possible because he doesn't have range. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3, and 4, and he's going to take 2 damage for going through the trap. But just so you guys are aware that obstacle or hazardous terrain does not go away. So the Vermling Scout gets 2 damage on his card. And we are 1 away from killing him now. Buddy is beside me, so now he's going to go ahead and he's going to attack me. But before we do the attack, we'll do the movement of the next one, which is the 3rd guy. And he now can only get 1, 2, 3. He can only get to just behind the Earth Demon. So now we can go ahead with our attacks. And the only one that's close enough to attack is 2. So he's attacking me at a -1. He attacks with 2, so that means it's 1 is what he's coming at me with. And he's coming at the Tinker. So, and he got a -2, so nothing happens. So that's great news. No damage whatsoever. And then we're going to go ahead with the next person in turn order, and that would be the Craigheart. So the Craigheart's going to go now, and he is going to do his crazy jump. So the first thing we're going to do is, and actually, now that I think about it, 1, 2, 3, I can't really shoot or help him out anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do the move jump, which is going to mobilize anything I move through, and I get an XP for that. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to the back. He's jumping to that back objective. The poison goes with him because he's still poisoned. And he lands on the objective. This thing goes away. It's a lost card. I get an experience for that, so I go up to 7 now. And we get one last thing to do with him, and that's an attack 3 if we want to. We are 1, 2, 3 away from the Shaman, so we'll just take a shot at him for the fun of it. It'll also boost the elemental track to the strong column, and it's a 3. There's no poison on him at all or any kind of advantage that way. So it'll be 3, and then just an extra card coming from the Craigheart, +1. So we actually ended up getting past a shield of 4 and putting 1 damage, or shield of 3, sorry, and putting 1 damage on the elite. So not very much, but better than nothing. And then this card is just discarded like a regular card. And then that's essentially it for him. So the next in the order is going to be the Earth Demon is the last guy to go. And the Earth Demon, as you can see up here, has debuff for wind, which doesn't apply to wind going up. He has 12 XP moves. He'll move once to get closer. but as you can see, he can't. He's totally blocked in right now, which is completely fine with me. And then he's going to do an attack. He's not ranged, so he doesn't get to do that attack. So that's the end essentially of his turn, and we've got everyone all bunched up at the door here, and we've got to get through this. Now, the one thing I want to do is I flip over the Craighart, because when the Craighart ended his turn, he landed on an objective, and we really need this to be something that's not a odd number, so please give me an even. Yes, okay, a 2. So we got ourselves a 2, and that's awesome. So now we'll be able to, or we got 3 of them, right? And that's all we need to do is just get 1 more. So the Craighart did his job, thank goodness, because I kind of trapped him back there now. I don't think he's really all that useful. And he's also running out of cards. He'll likely get exhausted. It's all on the Tinker now, and he's got to somehow get past all of this mess and get to this token. This is the only token close right now, although he could skip up there. But in terms of distance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're basically the same, so I probably wouldn't want to backtrack, so I'd probably just go for this one if I can make it there somehow. So the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to do some serious movement, and I just don't know what I can do, but I'll be doing everything in my power. So anyway, if you guys are enjoying this, please subscribe, come back. We are down to the wire with this. We'll see what happens. So for end of round cleanup, we'll move the elemental track down. I'm going to shuffle all cards with the symbol, and in terms of short resting, we don't need to just yet. We have enough for the Craighart and for the Tinker to go, so we're going to move right into the next turn and do our best to try to get past this massacre of guys. All right, guys, so until the next video, which should be, well, right back to back with this one, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Thanks for checking me out, and all right, that's the most awkward outro ever. Okay, perfect. All right, until next time, keep rolling solo.